What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is finally time to do a full 5-inch straight pipe and DPF delete on my 2017 6.7 Powerstroke. I am going to be putting on a full 5-inch stainless steel exhaust and using an Easy Link tuner with proven diesel tuning. This is my first time ever doing a DPF delete on a truck myself, so let's see how it goes. First step to install your DPF delete is to actually tune the truck. You are not supposed to remove any parts on the truck till this is tuned. The guy who I bought my setup from literally left me a message saying tune truck before removing any parts. So that is what we are going to be doing right now. We're going to be using the Easy Link Auto Agent 3. This is the first time I've opened this, never plugged it into the truck, never used an Easy Link. So let's see how easy the Easy Link actually is. This tuner is a Bluetooth tuner, so you got to have the Easy Link app, which I got right there. Go ahead and plug this into the OB2 port and see what happens. Right now we are running an update on the Auto Agent 3 before we are able to flash the tunes on the truck. Alright, so our installation was complete. Got our stats here on the truck, trans temp, all the good stuff. So right now we are in ECU profiles. These are all the tunes you can get. You can do emissions on, emissions off, return to stock, high rail pressure, shift on the fly, TCM, all the good stuff. We are going to go to single power tunes and we are going to flash the 80 horsepower tune. We are transferring the ECU profile to the Auto Agent and it wants us to turn the ignition off. So the ignition is off. Now it wants us to put it in the on position without cranking the engine. Now we're gonna hit continue and it is flashing our tune. Oh my god, dude, every dash light possible is coming on. Oh boy. We got 1% of the tune installed. I'll update you guys once the tune is completely installed. So we have been stuck on 99% installed for the last couple minutes here. Hopefully we get to 100 and there was no issues flashing this tune. So this says ECU profile was not installed, so we're gonna have to try that again. Hopefully we can get it installed. I don't know what the issue could be. All right, so the truck took the tune this time. It says place ignition off, continue, place it in the on run position. Okay, and installation was complete. Let's go. So we are officially flashed. Sweet. Now we can start installing the 5-inch straight pipe. So Brandon has the full 5-inch straight pipe laid out, and obviously we're not going to use all these pieces because I believe this is probably for an 8-foot bed. I only have the 6 3/4, but it's good to see this all laid out so we kind of got an idea where the parts go. We are going to start by removing the stock DPF, so we got to go through the whole exhaust. We're going to start at one end and end at the other and unplug every single connector connected to the DPF. I know we have to drop the spare tire as well to get to a connector, so I'm probably just going to do a spare tire delete while I'm at it. So let's get after it. All right, so we got the spare tire dropped. Super easy to do, and it came down no problem. So that is giving us hope that we will be able to get the exhaust off this truck no problem as well. This being a Florida truck, it lived in Daytona, Florida its entire life up until it got brought to Illinois just a few months ago. We should have no issues getting these bolts off the exhaust. So we're gonna start by unplugging every sensor on this DPF, and then we're gonna unbolt the exhaust and slap in the 5-inch straight pipe. Little update here, we've been tracing the wires along the DPF for the last 15-20 minutes or so. We got the over axle piece out. You can see the wiring there. And we believe we have all the harnesses unplugged that need to be unplugged to drop the DPF. Every single one of these clips is different. I don't know why they do this. They are an absolute pain to take apart. But we were able to finally get them all unplugged, we believe. We just soaked down the exhaust hangers to get the DPF out. Our next step is to remove the actual DPF itself and start installing the 5-inch straight pipe. Unfortunately, it's really hard to show you guys how we are tracing these wires and how to unplug them because it's so tight under the truck, and a lot of these wires are tucked up along the frame rail. So what we're going to do is once we get the DPF system off the truck, I will show you where every single wire is along the DPF. Pretty much all you have to do is start at one end of the truck and trace it all the way down, and every time you see a wiring harness, connect it to your DPF system, unplug it. But either way, I'll show you guys the actual system once we get it off the truck. Last step before we remove the DPF, we are unbolting the exhaust from the downpipe. Kind of hard to see. One is a 13mm, one is a 14. Once we get these two flanges undone, we are able to drop the DPF. This is the pipe coming down the downpipe, so right now we are having a little bit of trouble, not too much. We finally figured it out using open-ended wrench. So what's going on here is on the back side of this flange, there are welded 15mm nuts, and there are 13mm bolts right here that thread into those welded nuts. So this one was easy access, but the engineers at Ford decided to put this one in almost impossible spot. So if you guys will go ahead and do this, make sure you have a 13mm ratcheting open and end wrench to be able to get this, because a socket will not fit and the extensions are a pain. All right guys, so we finally got the DPF system out. As you can see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 3 or 4 more plugs on the truck that you leave on the truck. So you're at like 12 to 14 plugs you gotta take off the DPF system. We finally got this out. Little tip, if you guys are trying to do this by yourself, make sure you at least have a jack and a helping hand to get the DPF off the truck, because it's extremely heavy and getting those rubber bushings off alone would be almost impossible. But here it is, your DPF system. Like I said, extremely heavy. We have the downpipe piece, the piece that connects to the downpipe, dry fitted up on the truck now. We're gonna put the rest on and then see how it sounds. All right guys, we officially have the entire 5-inch straight pipe from the downpipe back on. Got all the clamps tightened. Last thing we got to do is unplug the EGR, and we are going to try to start this thing up for the first time. All right, to disable the EGR, so you got your air box here. This plug needs to come off. This plug needs to come off right here. And under here, there is one more plug right here that needs to come off, which is right below this charge pipe here. All right, so we got all 3 of the EGR clips unhooked. Now it's time to do the first startup and see if she actually starts. Started. You smell it. Oh, yeah.
What's your thoughts on the initial startup?
I'm glad it started. Sounds like a truck now. Does it sound like a little kid's toy? But guess what? We have no check engine lights, no codes, no nothing. Starts right up. So obviously we did something right. If I could do this for my first time with no instructions, you guys could definitely go out and do this yourself. It really wasn't that hard. It just helps to have an extra hand with you to do this, because there's a lot of things where it requires 2 people. To recap the video today, basically what you do is you flash your tune first. That is the first and foremost thing you got to do, is make sure your truck will take that tune and everything goes smooth. Then you go under the truck. Follow your DPF, look for every single line, every single wire, and unplug it that is connected to the DPF. Install your new exhaust, pretty self-explanatory. You just kind of got to piece together, figure out how it goes, because most of the time these things do not come with instructions. And then you go under your hood and unplug those 3 connectors on the EGR that I showed you. And you are good to go. Start your truck and make sure everything runs right. Make sure you have no codes. And then your truck is officially DPF deleted. Make sure you guys are subscribed for the next video, where we do POV polls and driving of this truck fully deleted, so you can truly hear the sound and see the power difference from stock. We also have a comparison video coming up with 0 to 60 and 1/8 mile times, stock versus deleted, so you don't want to miss that. If you guys liked today's video or it helped you out, smash a huge thumbs up on today's video. In the comments below, let me know if you guys are going to be deleting your truck yourself, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I'm coolin', tell her I'm no hot shot. If you just tryna smoke, well, I got spots. If you just tryna, what I'm about that. Yeah, baby, I'm chillin'.